Okay, so we will call to order our budget hearing and hearing on the capital improvement plan. I think we'll do the capital improvement plan first. Um, so kind of get it out of the way. There's not a whole lot to do on it, just get anyone's input or whatever. So is there any questions? I guess I could give a little overview. This was something the state came up with this summer, really, the first we've heard of it. And it's basically a non-binding obligations of funds from here on out. There's a formula that once you have your budget set, using that formula, that the forms that are there's a form 4B in the budget, okay, and it gives your estimated cash balance as of December 31st, 2026. And you have to basically, it's a non-binding obligation of what you're going to do with those funds. And so that's what we've done. The estimate was 414,000, I think. It's not going to be anywhere near that because it doesn't take into account a lot of other expenses. But anyway, so I put $430,000 in the capital improvement plan, and I just said we're going to spend money. We're going to probably purchase land for a possible fire station, maybe buy another fire truck. Since we would use township funds to help the fire territory purchase. But like I say, it's not an obligation. You just have to put your plan down. You can change it at any time. It really doesn't mean anything. So that's pretty much that. And we went ahead and made one for the riverboat fund and the fire fund, even though the fire fund is kind of a temporary thing since we've got the territory now. So that's, if you have any questions, you've got the memo from Anna Cooley. She's the director of the budget division. She used to be a field representative. She's the one who helped us with the budget last year. She's very, very good. She's very knowledgeable. So if you have any questions, I probably can't answer them, but I'll give it a shot.
So I was reading on this, and if we don't have a plan for those funds, then there's 30% of that balance.
That's another thing I didn't touch on. Something we'll do at our next meeting is we will pass a resolution to establish what's called the Road and Infrastructure Fund. And anything that is not encumbered in the capital improvement plan, then 30% of that gets transferred to the Road and Infrastructure Fund. And then we have to coordinate with the county on what we'd like them to do with that. So I don't intend to have any transferred to the Road and Infrastructure Fund, but we do have to establish a fund. So we'll do that at the adoption meeting.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I guess that would be a non-reverting fund where once you put the money in there, it stays there and you can only
Pretty
use
much.
for that particular.
Yeah.
And that
That's how I understand it.
the adoption fund has to be in place by the 30th of this month.
Yeah. The improvement plan, the adoption of the plan, it has to be uploaded by the 30th, which is kind of strange. Mike and I was talking about it, because you have actually till way up in October to get your budget done. and turned in. But you have to have this capital improvement plan done by the 30th. Or else, and, the big stickler holding over your head, if you don't have it, then you won't get tax levy next year in anything but township assistance. They'll fund township
Really?
assistance, but anything else, they're not.
So they're making you plan for 2027 before you even get 2026.
27, 28, 29.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gotta be 3 years out, right?
Yeah.
Could I ask a question?
Of course.
On Gateway, it shows that the proposed budget is $755,000, is that correct? For
Well, technically, but I'll tell you why it is that much. Okay,
Jackson. Yeah, how does that break down?
okay. The actual funding of the township operations is about roughly 40,000. That takes care of all our all expenses, um, salaries, office rent. That takes care of everything. We send when we formed the fire territory, there was kind of some miscalculations in the LIT money, how much we would get. So we get LIT is local income tax. We get way more than we need. So we send, every year, we budget $60,000 to send to Blue River Township. They're the provider unit for the fire territory. So we use that $60,000 to help fund the fire protection. So there's $100,000 of it. The other, how much did you say? 755,000.
Yeah, 600,000 stuff.
Yeah, 600,000 of that is. You gotta go back in history a little bit. Back last December, we the fire department had one of the fire trucks over in a place in Louisville for service. It was the ladder truck, which Jackson Township owned. We bought it in conjunction with county funds back in 2011, I think. And I think we had about 306 stands. In December, we upped the insurance on a lot of different vehicles by saying the fire department, really Lonnie, the fire chief, he did it. It's kind of just a very lucky thing. He upped the insurance from 360,000 to 600,000. So we got a check for $600,000, and I just put that in the fire fund. We had the fire fund open with it still had its carrying very small balance, like $61.40 or something like that. So I just put it in there because what else you gonna do with it until we decided, what we were gonna do with it. And I went ahead and budgeted it for next year, so we would, if we decided to go ahead and do something else with it. I went ahead and budgeted just in case, just keep from going through all the additional appropriations and all that.
So if it's budgeted, you don't have to spend it. It's
Right,
just-
exactly.
It's there if something does come
But you
up.
could use it to replace the truck.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what.
Now, are these
Exactly.
trucks, these are run by Ramsey Fire?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea the township owned any, I just thought it was.
We actually have, we've got 6 trucks. Well, we had 6. The ladder truck, we have actually bought a replacement for it here a couple of weeks ago. It was one of the ones from Utica Township, Jamie Knowles operation. And we got a really good deal on it. But it's owned by the fire territory, by Jackson, Blue River, and Spencer, all 3.
Mhm.
So, no, Jackson, we've got 3 other pumpers and 2 tankers.
Learning something new every day.
All right.
Yeah, we started Go ahead.
We own the most, and then there's some that's owned by
Mhm.
all three counties, and there's some
Yeah.
couple owned by the other townships.
Yeah,
correct?
we own the most fire apparatus, but whereas we don't have a firehouse. Spencer Township, they have a firehouse at Frenchtown, and Blue River has one at based Hancock Chapel. It's on Totten Ford and North Road.
Mhm.
So we've got vehicles and they've got firehouses. They've got real estate. But we've got, the two houses that are in the township, that they're owned by the fire department.
And I think what the fire department actually owns, what, the trucks?
Well,
Maybe like the pickup truck and
Yeah,
car,
they've
and
got
that's about
a-
all
they've got a couple, yeah.
Yeah.
A couple brush trucks and they're like the Tahoe and pickup truck and like that.
I understand, because looking at your past budgets, it was like, way down here, all of a sudden, this was way up there.
Right.
That explains the difference.
And then I always budget 35,000 for a riverboat, and you never know what you're going to have to do. And that riverboat fund, that's really handy because I mean we can use it for if something comes up that kind of unforeseen, it's pretty handy to have.
I've seen some of your budgets where you had a rainy day fund,
Mm-hmm.
and you still have that, or?
We don't have the rainy day fund.
Okay.
No, we got it. We got a little bit in levy excess. I need to transfer it over, or do something with it. But yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt your meeting. I just wanted a clarification here.
Oh no,
My
that's
notes.
what
Now
what
I
it's,
understand what's going on.
That's what it's for. Yep. So, did you have any other
That
questions?
makes sense to me,
Okay.
especially since, we could change it next year when
Yeah.
we know what the budget's really gonna look like.
Mm-hmm. So, well,
I mean, do we need
guess-
to adopt it, or it's already?
Well,
This is just
I
a
put
hearing.
it in one of the notices. I think it's the one that's on Gateway, that it would be adopted at the next
Next
meeting.
meeting, okay.
So, and it's just a matter of passing a resolution and so forth. Eric, are you gonna take the minutes on this one? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so I guess, there's no further,
Bruce's last name.
Kennedy.
It's been a while, I'll call it that.
no further discussion, while we'll adjourn the hearing for the capital improvement plan. And then we'll call to order our hearing on the 2026 budget.
Both these same.
Well, actually, I've got,
That's what I'm asking.
yeah, I think you're supposed to have one that says 25 on.
25.
Yeah,
Oh, 125 makes
maybe I
26,
didn't get
okay.
yours marked. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, this is 25.
Okay, yep, I see it, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just so you can compare, and there's almost no changes. I made very few. All the salaries are the same.
Yeah.
No,
How much is the streaming cost gonna cost us?
$500 per meeting. Yeah, that's another thing that'll probably get paid for out of Riverboat, because we didn't, of course, we didn't know anything about it until it's well after, the budget was,
When you say on a riverboat, exactly what you mean by that? Is that funds that you share with your share of the riverboat?
yeah, each township gets an amount from the, Riverboat, from casino money. It's based on population. We get about, a little over $19,000 a year. And I've used it over the years. I've bought a new trailer for the Boy Scouts. I've helped the Little League. I've helped the youth football. I mean, it just, right now, well, we've got two main things going now. We support the clothes closet out of Kelton's quite a bit. There's a lot of families that come out there, and someone said, well, there's people from Corden come up there, and there's even some people from Crawford County come out there. And I said, well, most of this money came from Kentucky gamblers. So if a little bit goes to Crawford County, well,
People in need or people in need.
it's the way I see it. Don't bother me a bit. So, the school, they have the lunchroom has a little unofficial fund that sometimes they help families that maybe they don't qualify for free lunch, but they're a little, it's still pretty tough. And so that's we made a donation there several years ago to help them with that. And then for the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 years at least, we always put a notice. There's a notice goes out with the Form 11s for your tax notices, and with park passes, that every household in Jackson Township is eligible for a combination smoke detector, carbon monoxide detector, or a driveway sign. Well, and a driveway sign.
I got the driveway sign.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
And, I guess I need to say in there, please read carefully, because a lot of people say, well, I got a driveway sign, but I didn't know I could get the smoke detector too. And I said, oh yeah, you can get them both. So, I've noticed that a lot of people some people I've taken signs to last year, then this year they get a smoke detector. They didn't think they was eligible for them at the same time, and a $25 credit at the recycling center too. You have something to recycle. Just tell them, yeah.
Yeah, my question.
Sure.
Do we ever count how much we use on that? Have people used that?
Oh, I figured up this year we give out 76 smoke detectors and 65 driveway signs.
Well, I'm not about the people using the recycle center.
Oh,
$25.
I don't know yet for this year. Last year it was about $900. So
That's 36 people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Something like that.
Just curious.
And how do they go about doing that? How do they?
Just go down there and tell them you're in Jackson Township.
Yeah. And that
We
will
probably need to go. I can't remember, did you ask for a new list? I meant to do that. Trying to get somebody down there at the office
Oh,
to make up a
addresses?
new address list.
Yeah, I haven't. No, my list's pretty old.
But I don't know if there's anybody there that can do it easy anymore.
Yeah.
I might be able to do it online, but we'll just give them a printout of all the addresses in Jackson Township, and you just go down there and show your driver's license, and they'll take your tires or TVs or whatever, I guess, 25.
We had that list a couple years ago.
Yeah, I've got an old list. It's probably what, 10 years old.
Probably got used more since you started putting a little flyer in the
Mm-hmm.
mail out, so that helped a lot.
I used to take it out and just give it to the bank for the park passes, but they've made that so complicated now.
I don't see where it's that big of a deal anymore.
Is the commissioner paying for that? Who's paying for it?
The council's paying.
I would council pay for it right now. That's what I thought.
So, no, you're supposed to be on the, you tell them you want your park pass, and then they've got a book that, if you're in the book, you're eligible. Well, I just wanted to see how this thing worked. So I went, I said, well, I want my park pass. Okay, well, you're not in the book. And I said, I'm not, really. I said, well, that's funny. I said, I own 300 acres. I've been a trustee for 40 years. I don't see how I wouldn't be in the book. And so come to find out, there's a whole lot of people that weren't in the book. So we kind of went round and round a little bit, and ended up that they said if there's any the Parks Department told them if there's any issue, just call me. And I look at my thing there and figure out if you were, because they tried to tie it to if you run in the tax book. Well, the whole idea was any household. So if you rented your house or rented an apartment or whatever, you were entitled to a park pass just like, anybody else. Somebody owned the place. So they kind of, a little bit, kind of got away from the spirit of it. I'm gonna try and maybe get them back towards it a little bit next year. I don't know. But they did take over paying for it, so there's that.
Well, now that recycling thing is based strictly on ownership.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why a renter couldn't.
Well, really
Take
can't,
some
no,
tires
it's
down
not,
there.
it's not based on it. No, all you have to do is live in the township.
Right, but the address list is based on property address.
Yeah, but if
Addresses.
your driver's license address shows you in Jackson Township.
Yeah, that's true. I'm pretty sure I made that list.
In
The
my
address. And, yeah, that's, okay. Don't want to miss anybody.
Right.
We use that address to identify those people that could sign a petition to stop the incorporation.
Mm-hmm.
And the petition was only one person in a household and they had to be owners.
Mm-hmm.
And that way we had a mailing list to send out to everybody.
Where did you get that list?
Hmm?
Where do you get that list?
Kelly Beard or somebody got it from,
Probably the auditor.
auditor, I want to say, yeah.
You may be able to generate those online now, that Beacon program.
Okay.
You can tell it to search and probably type in township and it will pull up all the properties.
Is that Elevate? Is that
And,
the same
it's
thing as
changed,
Elevate?
yeah, it's the same thing, but it's changed over to Beacon. It's got a little bit different
Oh.
options on it. You can even generate the mailing labels and everything.
Oh, one other new thing. I'm using computerized records. I don't have the old stupid ledger book anymore. Which if I had the big ledger book, I'd still be using it. But they make you use that little bitty tiny one. So I said no more. So
You're just gonna print off normal pages and put it in a binder for like the minutes and stuff.
well, yeah, very well. But there's a guy in Indianapolis that has a real good program. Mike uses it, and I went and looked at his, and I said, well, this looks pretty good. And so I gave him or gave Aaron his number the other day. I think he's going to use him too. Costs about $900 a year. But you can call him and he'll call you back in half hour usually if you have a question. And so we're moving into the 21st century.
Yeah, it seems like a good investment.
Yeah.
$900 a year.
And I guess with our budget, it's likely to be in 2 weeks from now, but we'll.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
because this is our open hearing, everybody can present it and.
Right.
I don't see any big changes or anything objectionable. I don't know if there's any more
Yeah.
public comments, but.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I've had a few more township assistance requests this year. Seems like it's tailed off quite a bit. I haven't. I did one today, the first one in a month, so it's kind of calmed down a little bit.
How's the mowing for cemeteries? Everything going good there?
Oh yeah, Bob keeps that going. And I gave the go ahead today to Brent Elrod to mow the place on Shell Lane.
About the school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
And
still doing that?
oh yeah. I told Anessa the other day. I said, if you get that place condemned, I'll pay to have it cleared off and have Kyle bring a dumpster and haul it off. Something. And that's ridiculous. It's been going on for at least 10 years now, if not longer.
You just put it on their tax bill or, and they pay the taxes.
Well, somebody does. There's a son, and I called him, and he hadn't called me back yet. A couple of years ago, he actually paid the whole done. But that was after I had it done, and he reimbursed the township. Yeah. But I don't understand that.
Guess it's a standard size lot. I have to check on that.
Well, I mean, I don't know what's the standard size lot.
Yeah, I have to, look at it.
It's probably maybe quarter of an acre, maybe a little more than
It's
that.
pretty small and the sewers aren't there yet. But I know all those lots, though, they have septic somehow.
Oh yeah, there's no sewer anywhere close. Well, I guess there's sewer at school, but you know, there's nothing gonna happen.
Oh, they do get it run to the school?
Well,
No.
doesn't
No,
the school
no.
have its own tech,
It's
Yeah.
its
got a
own
mountain.
plant?
Yeah, he's got it on,
It's there in the back,
Yeah.
off Whiskey Run.
they keep got full time, that's his job, just to run that.
They said might be through the sewer district that I'm on, that there's been questions about it. When they said it's building the new sewer plant there, Berkshire, they've got one for sale, the old one for sale. Maybe the school might be able to use it.
They're building a new sewer plant at Burke. Oh, is that what those signs are out there about? Okay. I figured something was going on.
Yeah, the capacity, the old one started out at 30,000 when Don Burnett built it. And then they upgraded it to 60,000 so they could build Kepley Field. And then they could tie in, the grocery store, and, all the businesses close by, in the intersection. Almost everything except for maybe the bank and Robinson. And now, we're building up, so that was 60,000 and gallons per day, and now they're building 160,000. And it'll take care of that Oak Grove or Willow Grove that's north of the bank, plus a lot more capacity, plus the ending of the lawsuit with the trailer park, because the trailer park's got the old clay sewer system, and every time we have a huge rain, it would go over capacity. And so now we've seen the plans now where they're putting all the new up to code PVC system in, and that'll tie into the new one. And plus they have, part of the deal is they could open up 250 more trailer lots without a hookup fee that they're paying for the infrastructure. And then-
250 more.
Yeah, they own a huge piece of land back there. And zoning will be all right on it, the way it's zoned now.
Right.
So the new plan will be ready in January. And right now they're just pouring the walls. And it's huge. I go there once on weekends, take a look at it, so I'm not in the way. And so from there, who knows where it could go. If they figured they had to run a line up to the school to take it down Whiskey Run, because of all of the sinkholes along 64, which is where I live. I live right on 64. And now we're looking at, there's 3 businesses to the south of the post office that are going to tie in. That car lot, that cabinet place,
Yeah.
and the apartment building.
What about the vet across the road?
He has to go north to tie in. The tie-in's there at behind the old Regions Bank.
Yeah.
And he needs a 4-inch line because for the grooming, all the hair and everything. Across the road at the post office, it's only a 2-inch line.
Oh, I see.
So, and they're looking at an ordinance that would, if he builds that line and anybody else ties in, that he can recapture his costs. But that's something in the works still.
I see.
And but that whole, according to the health department, nobody along there is failing. And of course, according to Indiana law, if your septic does not fail, that you can't be forced to
Right.
tie in. And it's an incentive for people to keep their septic. But across the road there where the post office is, the soil is so bad that it just can't hold laterals. We gotta do something. I'm sorry,
No, that's
I
fine.
know.
We're learning.
Chris, but I didn't realize you guys didn't really know what was going on. I went to the meetings for about 2 years until I finally got the county council to appoint me. Just so I could, because before anything happens in New Salisbury, they have to get sewers approved.
Mhm.
I mean, even before they get a building permit, money available, if they can't get sewers, they can't build. So we always see things 3 or 4 months in advance, and before anything is done, like we knew cases was going in, we know that TNT Pools place went in there by, First Harrison. First we found out they did it wrong, they put the building in the wrong spot, so now they have to pump their sewage instead of having gravity flow.
Now, I heard they couldn't even get hooked up to water.
Well, I don't know, because our sewer line, goes from in between the grocery store and the Dollar Tree along that road there, all the way, turns the corner and goes up to the bank and stops there. That's where Willow Grove is going to tie into.
Yeah, but the water comes
The
from
water-
across the road. And what I heard, that the bank would have to give them permission, or give them an easement or something to
Mhm.
get title.
Possibly.
Yeah.
There's a water has to be run underneath 135 to get to this Willow Grove from Kepley Fields, and we assume that Ramsey Waters signed off on it. But that pumping station there in front of Dollar General,
Mhm.
next to the bar, there's a fenced-in area there.
Mhm.
Everything drains to that in New Salisbury, and it gets pumped towards the plant to there in front of the LP gas company that used to be there.
Mhm.
There's another pumping station there, and it takes it all the way to the plant, to Berkshire.
Well, that's,
And where's
interesting.
Berkshire at exactly?
It's
that's the trailer park.
Oh, the trailer
Spring,
park.
Spring.
Yeah, the old
Talking
Spring
about-
Meadows.
Oh, Spring Meadows, you're talking about, yeah.
And it's owned by a company that owns hundreds of them.
Yeah.
All over the United States, and they all end in Shire.
I didn't know that.
Berkshire.
I knew they owned like a dozen around here.
What is that, is that
I didn't
about
know they
a
owned-
mile and a half? How far is that from New Salisbury to about
It's about halfway between here and New Salisbury.
Yeah,
a
About a
mile,
mile.
a couple miles, mile and a
yeah,
half?
mile and a half, I
Okay.
guess.
So I figured that's what it was.
Yeah, it would have been in the incorporated city limits, because that went all the way to Walk Drive.
Yeah.
Actually,
Okay.
it would have been included.
Okay, well, if there's no further discussion or questions, I guess we'll adjourn the
So 2 weeks tonight?
2 weeks from now,
7
7 o'clock, same time, same channel.
Do we need adjournment or just,
And
yeah,
y'all-
because nothing,
y'all-
nothing official.
Yeah, y'all can make a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn the pre-hearing.
Second.
I agree. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Ayes carried. Motion is adjourned. Adjourn the meeting for the night, and we'll be back here 2 weeks tonight at 7 o'clock.
Okay.